Sound speeds. Camera rolls. I think it's recording. Yep. It's camera is rolling. Okay. Let's go to Apple Shift 5. Alright, this is take one. Let's do it. Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome to Bad Grammar. Now, yes, this is another commentary series, kind of like the Four Horsemen of YouTube commentary I've done, and I'm speaking of Cody Ko, Danny Gonzalez, Drew Gooden, Ryan Trahan, and no, don't forget shout-outs to Eddie Burback and also Jay Cyrus. I love all those guys. They're really doing a good job of keeping YouTube and the rest of social media in line, you know, because somebody has to be out there making sure that these content creators are being true to form. What I love about this is I was like, you know what, I looked around, I was like, something's missing in this demographic of all these YouTube commentators. So I figured I'd just throw my hat in there, my proverbial hat. You know, matter of fact, hold on. I'm gonna get an actual hat and then throw my hat in. So let me do this. I am going to now throw my hat into the ring. Boom. And I'm going to start doing some commentaries. Now, what I want to do with my commentary videos is not just point out the fact that, yes, a lot of these people making social media content is just bad, but with Bad Grammar, I'm focusing primarily on people who work on Instagram or who create content for Instagram. And I'm going to focus on about 10 cardinal sins of bad grammars. I've written them down so I could keep track of them. But yes, 10 cardinal sins of bad grammars. I'll just go run through them real quick. I'll probably put them on the screen as well. But the first one is exploitative thumbnails. Punchlines also in the thumbnail sometimes. That's the second one. Number 3 is cheap props and costumes. Number 4 is overacting. 5 is poor lighting. 6 is bad audio. 7 is oversimplified cinematography. 8 is predictable punchlines, 9 is racist/sexist jokes, and 10 is joke stealing. Now, each one of these bad grammars that I'll be looking into won't be guilty of all 10 of them, but they'll be guilty of a lot of them. So let's just go ahead and dive right into it. I'm going to start off with Juhan Jones.
Look, I'm going out with my fellas, and I ain't gonna say kill my kids. Come on, what the hell are you doing, man?
Now, Juhan Jones, I've actually met him personally. Nice guy. Nice guy. Can't say a bad thing about him. My interaction with him was short, but from what I could tell, he was a nice guy. He was cool, chill. I was at the time shooting something at the YouTube space, and this was back in the heyday when Vine was still there. You guys remember Vine? Oh, Vine. This was when Vine was still a thing, and I was shooting some Vines at the YouTube space, ironically. And he was one of the first people I saw shooting Instagram videos. And I remember thinking, like, Instagram? Instagram does video now? I thought Instagram just did pictures. That's right, kids. There was a time when Instagram only did pictures. But, yeah, so he shot something on at the same set I was working on. I met him, like I said, nice guy. So this is not an attack on Juhan directly. This is not a personal attack on him. This is an attack or just a critique on the content he creates. Now, the way I look at content is, to me, content is like I akin making content to the food industry. Like, a lot of these Instagrammers are making fast food content. And by fast food content, I mean it's fast, it's easy, and if you have too much of it, it's probably not good for your health. I strive to make gourmet content. I create content as well, so you can take a look at my Instagram, you can take a look at my YouTube. I'm not just sitting here on the sidelines, just being a critique, being like, I don't agree with this. No, I actually am a content creator as well. So I know what it's like to put work into these things, which is why I feel qualified to critique and analyze these content creators. So without further ado, let's take a look at Juhan's content. Now, I have not seen his most recent videos. I did this video once a while back and then I lost the file, so I'm doing this again for the second time. But no excuse here. I'm going to take a look and we'll take an honest look at Juhan's content. So we're just going to type in Juhan. Whoops. Juhan. Is that Oh, that's what H-N. Juhan Jones. There he is. Verified. Congratulations, sir. Let's just take a look. And right away, first video, he is creating sin number 1. With the first video we find. Exploitative thumbnail. Just a shot of a girl, her back, very nice posterior. So it's like, okay, let's just take a look and see what this video is all about, shall we? All right, I'm gonna click on it right there.
Here I go again, cooking for Juhan.
What about what
Montoya Gabrielle?
I wanna go shopping.
Hold up, bitch, wait, that's Chanel, ho. I just spent a bag at the Chanel store.
Dr. Jahan does not get this bag for me.
So right there, bad audio.
I'm Gabrielle, bitch, that's Chanel.
You about to stop me. You was shaking and baking, ain't you? Girl, oh, you gonna just toss it on me
I
like
wanna go shopping.
you gonna go shopping?
Chanel bag.
Okay, ladies, this is how it works. If you could ask for some pussy, we could ask for a purse.
What's that smell?
What's that smell? Bitch, that's Chanel.
Love and hip hop looking ass.
The bad. What?
Why a Chanel bag? I asked for a Chanel bag. Want to get replay? You gonna make me call Drake?
Oh, don't
Or French Montana?
Call Drake. Don't go light skin on me.
Got the same price in the black China. Oh, that's Chanel.
Okay. What? That's a lot to unpack. I mean, there's definitely those exploitative shots, a lot of like ass shots, booty shots. This girl's got a very nice posterior. Twerking on him, grinding on him, I guess, for no apparent reason. There were some cuts to other things. I think they're trying to cut this video to the song. So it started off as a narrative and then it kind of went into just music video land, I guess. Cardinal sins they're creating, poor lighting, which that's not as bad, but bad audio. Definitely did not care to use the audio. Oversimplified choreography, predictable punchlines, very fast foodie. So we'll just go ahead and take a look at maybe I just picked one at random, you know what I'm saying? Let's just take a look at his second most recent. When Your Friend Does Broke Things.
Give me some food.
food. Before all that, let me get some of your chapstick.
You a grown ass man asking another grown man for some chapstick?
Come on, man. I know I'm grown. Let me use your grown ass chapstick. The dab, the piggy dab.
You better be.
So right away, bad audio, which is standard. Oversimplified cinematography. I mean, just one angle. There's no cuts. These guys are just static, which, sure. Yeah, and then the lighting is just available light. So inside a apartment complex looking, so bad lighting as well. Let's keep going.
Bro, I swear, if I see you putting your lips on my damn stuff,
What I put my...
I don't even want to see you do that stuff.
Hey, what the hell?
What are you doing? You using the whole thing on your body, bro?
I was just my bad.
You naked, bro? You just what? Hey, what are you doing? You ain't got no clothes on. Hey, get back out there. I don't even like shit. Get the fuck out. Leave me, bro.
Look, I was a little ashy.
You ashy? Nigga, is you dying? Dom, we can take showers.
Playing this next to godliness.
Goddamn chapstick on. What is... Nigga, you was not family.
So, yes, lets him use his chapstick, and he tries to put it all over his body because he's ashy. I mean, it's chapstick's not lotion. I mean, it makes me self-conscious about my lips, but I'm not going to put chapstick on my hands. I mean, that's not the same effect. Chapstick is for dry lips, not ashy. Okay. Again, the cardinal sin here is overacting. Sin number 4. You know, this is the overacting of, like, none of your friends would take it that far. But I guess that's the sake of, that's comedy, right? The hyper state of a certain situation. It's like, you know, over exaggerating for comedic sake. Yes, your friend wouldn't do that, but it's funny because what if he did? I can see the joke he was going for. I don't know if it works. And anytime you need sound effects like this, yeah, that gun sound effect, that's to hit your punchline. That means there wasn't a punchline and you're using a sound effect to let the audience know this is a punchline. This is the joke. No different than using a laugh track, let's say. Okay, let's take one more look at one more video. Oh, let's take this one. This is a very exploitative thumbnail. I mean, this girl is very attractive, but she also has her boobs very well exposed here in the beginning. So just right there, just okay. Let's 389,000 views. Let's see what it's got going.
What?
I just want you to know I've had a great time today.
Well, I had a good time too, girl.
Wait. How long have we been together again?
A long time. A long time.
Wait!
What?
You have a condom?
Let me read the caption because I didn't get it. When you're unsure it's going down because it's the first time, then she says the key words. So that's literally what happens in the video. Like, your description is lengthy because there's not enough for people to get what the... So you, in the description, you explain what happened because people may not get it. Okay. There was a little bit more dynamic with the angles. You saw a little OTS, over the shoulder shots. Okay, there's a little improvement there. Lighting was still not good. Audio was still not good. That's fine. I'm being a little stickler about those things. But, I mean, I can't even say predictable punchline because I don't know what the punchline was. He broke the fourth wall to kind of make the joke, which is, hey, I happen to have a condom. This is funny because she asked me for a condom and I have one. I guess the comedy comes from him breaking the fourth wall, not the situation. This is not that great. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's also very predictable and very easy. You can see this with most of the content that he creates. It's a lot of these thumbnails, hot girl in the front, boobs, cleavage, you know. Yeah, cleavage. It's okay. As you can see, a lot of these videos break a lot of the cardinal sins. The biggest issue with this is that, for me, this kind of stuff is just lazy. Obviously, Juhan has captivated an audience. Obviously, he's good enough at what he does that he knows how to be relatable to people. So he has an audience. He has over 1 million followers. Let me double check that. Yeah, he has 1.7 million followers. He's verified. So I'm not here debating whether or not he's good at what he does. Because objectively speaking, he's good, right? Because he's got a following and he's been recognized. But as far as breaking down his content goes, is his content good? To me, it's not. To me, it's fast food content, you know? It's just basics, hitting the lowest bar, hitting the bare minimums. The fact that the quality of equipment he's using has not elevated beyond what it looks like he's just shooting on his cell phone, that's interesting. Now, I know a lot of these people are paying for this out of pocket if they're paying at all, so it's much easier to shoot on your cell phone. But Vine democratized filmmaking. Vine made it possible that everyone could shoot because you didn't have to wait till you had a camera or you didn't have to have a computer. You could shoot on your phone and then you could edit from your phone. So Vine made it very accessible to everybody. But now that Vine is gone, it's back to shooting things on our cell phone. Now, Instagram does the same thing where it allows you to shoot straight from your phone and upload to Instagram. But what I would say is that a lot of these people are using this as their profession. They are out here. Let's see what Juhan has put in his bio. His bio says actor, producer, comedian. Main word, producer, means that he considers himself somebody who produces content. What I would challenge him then is that if you're a producer, then elevate your standard of producing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you owe it to your audience now, the massive audience you have, you owe it to them to at least give them a better product. You live in LA, he lives in LA. I know some of the same people he knows, so I know he's in LA and he has access. There are a lot of people out in LA who have equipment, who would want to shoot with them. He's got a big following. There are a lot of people who would want to work with them. The way things are, DSLRs are very affordable and they're very cheap. Well, okay, let me down that. DSLRs are not very cheap, but they're affordable. You know, a good Canon Rebel Ti probably could run you about $300, $400. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of money, but I think it's worth the investment to start investing in your craft. If this is something that you want to do professionally, if you're going to call yourself a producer, then you should invest back into your product. The objectification they do of women in these videos starts to minimalize and marginalize women, what they can do. It's like, hey, you are just a prop. A lot of these women in here are showing off their bodies. That's the value that they bring to these things. It's like, if they're not dressed sexy, if they're not showing off their body, they're not playing another role. It's always Juhan's kind of interacting with these hot girls. This goes back to a lot of the problems I have with Instagrammers, is that they're creating this negative stereotype of women. Not to mention they're creating a negative stereotype on their culture, black people. You know, they're meaning like, oh, black men are really interested in trying to get it on. Well, I'm trying to smash, or I'm trying this, or I'm trying that. A lot of these sketches feature men who are cheating, and they're always trying to get out of cheating. Oh, I'm getting caught cheating. I gotta find some way. And you almost root for them to get out of the cheating. Like, the girl is the unreasonable character for being upset that she's being cheated on. It's like, oh, you're such a hag. I'm just trying to get, you know, chill my boys and hang out and be unfaithful, and you're being like a party pooper. We can do better. We can definitely do better. Juhan, I believe you can do better. I definitely believe you can do better. You're in LA. You know, it's not impossible to link up with some people who will take time to help you flesh out your ideas a little bit more. Now, a lot of people might say, Lou, you're such a hater. You just mad because he's getting more views than you, or because of blah, 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 whatever you may say. True, there is an element to that, but I'm also sitting here being like, as somebody who does this as well, I know how difficult it is, and I know how rewarding it is when you're able to elevate your game. So, not even just looking at me, I'm saying looking at him. If you don't believe me, take a look at his page. You can find him on Instagram. His content should progress and get better. But if you scroll down, it tends to be a lot of the same. I mean, it's just growth, man. We're on here to grow. So, that is my breakdown of Juhan. Juhan, there's a lot you can do to get better. Work on your audio, get some better audio equipment, work on your lighting. Shot composition could be better. You're getting better. I can see a little bit of that. So just keep focusing on the shot composition. As far as jokes go, try to figure out other jokes to work on. There is a little issue of joke stealing. I've heard. I'm going to take a deeper look into this. So I might have to do a Juhan part 2. But joke stealing might be one of the other cardinal sins you've committed, dear brother. So I might have to look into that. But for this one, that is bad grammar. You can follow my Instagram at LouOnTheLou and see what I would consider well thought Instagram comedy. Good grammar, if you will. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. And yeah, stay tuned for the next episode of Bad Grammar.